Hello class, today we'll start our new chapter and it is circle. Now what is a circle? Now circle is collection of all the points which are at a fixed distance from a fixed point. Collection of all the points which are at a fixed distance from a fixed point. Suppose this is the fixed point O, and suppose we are collecting all the points which are at a distance of suppose 2 centimeter from O. 2 centimeter from O. Now all these points, if I collect all these points, the shape formed will be termed as the circle. Okay, collection of all the points which are at a fixed distance from a fixed point is called the circle. The figure which we get will be the circle. The fixed point, this fixed point is called the center of the circle. Is called center of the circle. So here this O is the fixed point. So O is center of circle. Similarly, this is the fixed distance. How much distance was there? 2 centimeters. Suppose this is point A. So OA will be the radius of the circle. OA will be radius of circle. Okay. This is the fixed point from which we are collecting the points. So this fixed distance is OA in this case, and which is the radius of the circle. Okay. Now if in a circle we join any 2 points on the circumference, then this line is known as the chord, and if it passes through the center of the circle, then it becomes diameter. It becomes diameter, and diameter is the longest chord. Diameter is the longest chord. Okay. Next, if a chord divides a circle into 2 segments. Now if I join this, these 2 parts are the segments. These are the segments. The bigger one is the major segment and the smaller one is the minor segment. Okay. So a chord divides a circle into 2 segments. Suppose this is a chord, then this part is the minor segment. Minor segment, and the part above it, this part is the major segment. Major segment. So clearly we can also say that this diameter divides a circle into 2 equal segments. Okay. Next, in this, the area covered between 2 what you call it radius is the sector. If this is the center and we have 2 radius like this, then area covered between these two radius is known as the sector. So now clearly this part and this part both are the sectors. Okay. The small one is the minor sector, and this is the major sector. This is the major sector. A chord divides a circle into segments, and the area between 2 radius is the sector of the circle. So this is the sector of the circle. Now one is arc. One more thing is arc. This, suppose any 2 points, this represents arc. This part represents arc. Now this is also, you can also say that this is a complete arc. Okay. Now this is an arc. Suppose this is the point O. If we join these 2 end points of the arc, then this is the angle subtended by arc. This is the angle subtended by arc at the center. This is the angle subtended by arc at the center. This part is the arc. Now this part is arc and this part is also an arc. Okay. So an arc also have two parts, that is minor arc and major arc. Minor arc and major arc. Okay. So arc is represented by this curved line. Suppose I say this is the A and this point is B. So this is represents AB minor arc. This is representing AB minor arc. Now clearly we have major minor segments, major minor sectors. So whenever we are discussing about the major segment or major sector or major arc, it will be written there that we want to know about the major part. Or in case of arc, suppose this point is suppose X, suppose here is a point X. So AXB represents, so if we use 3 points, then this AXB will be termed as the major arc. Okay, in case of major arc, we use 3 points AXB, then it is understood that arc AXB means major arc AXB. So in other parts, whereas in segments or in sector, it will be clearly mentioned that we need major sector or we are talking about minor sector. Similarly for the segments. Okay. Now this is the angle subtended by arc at the center. Okay. This angle is subtended by minor arc AB and by arc AXB, or major arc AB will be this part. This part is the angle subtended by the major arc AB or arc AXB. Okay. Now we have the first example based on the measure of arcs. So first part we need to find out is measure of arc ABC. Now clearly from the figure we know that measure of arc AD will be 180 degree. Measure of arc AD is 180 degree. Okay. Now measure of arc AD has two parts. We can say this is measure of arc AD. So measure of arc AD consists of measure of arc AOC plus measure of arc COD, and this should be 180 degree, and we know that COD is 40 degree. So clearly we can see that measure of arc AOC will be 140 degree. Measure of arc AOC will be 140 degree. Similarly we have second example, second part to find out AOE. Now clearly again measure of arc AOD, again from this angle if we see measure of arc AOD is equal to measure of arc is the measure of arc AOE plus measure of arc EOD, and this sum should be equal to 180. So similarly we can find out AOE. In the next part we need to find out BOC. So to find out BOC, we need this as 25. This will be 25 because this is vertically opposite. And in the first part we have got this value. How much was this value in the first part? We have got ABC, AOC or ABC is the same thing. So this is 140 degree. ABC and AOC are same thing. Okay. So it should be like ABC. So this is equal to measure of arc ABC. Okay. So now we have this part AOD, and now we can solve BOC. So BOC will be how much? This complete is 140 and this is 25. So we can find out BOC as 140 minus 25. Now we will do some theorems based on the circle. Now first theorem is a perpendicular from the center to the chord bisect the chord. Perpendicular from the center, to prove it is given that there is a circle with center O, and AB is the chord, and where OC, suppose this point is C, and OC is perpendicular to AB. This is given part, and we need to prove that AC will be equal to CB. Perpendicular from the center to the chord bisect the chord. We need to prove AC equal to CB. Now for construction, join OA and OB. This is the perpendicular. So now we are joining OA and OB. This is also 90 degree. So in proof, we take two triangle AOC and BOC. We take two triangle. Now these two triangle will be congruent because AO will be equal to OB, because these are the radius of the same circle. Radius of the same circle is same. This length OC is common to both the triangles, and these two angles are also equal because each is 90 degree, because OC is perpendicular AB. So triangles will be congruent by RHS, and by CPCT we will have AC equal to CB. Okay. Same is the converse of this theorem. Now converse of this theorem. Suppose this is the circle. Now this is the point, this is the center, and this is the chord AB, whose midpoint is, suppose this C, whose midpoint is C. Now we need to prove that OC will be perpendicular to AB. Now in this part, what is given? Given a circle with center O, and AB is a chord whose midpoint is C. AB is a chord whose midpoint is C. Now we need to prove OC is perpendicular to AB. This O is the midpoint. O is the center of the circle. Now to prove this, again join these two triangles. We join them again, and on joining them we can find that this is radius, this is radius. Radius of the same circle are equal. This length, this part OC is common to both the triangles, and AC equal to CB is given because midpoint is C. Midpoint of AB is C. Now if these two triangles are congruent by SSS, so angle 1 and angle 2 will be equal. By CPCT, angle 1 will be equal to angle 2 by CPCT, and you will have angle 1 plus angle 2 as 180 degree, because they are forming a linear pair. And if they are forming a linear pair, then it means each angle is equal to 90 degree. Okay, you have to prove that these two triangles are congruent. I have told you the points which will be used. Similarly, in this I have told you the points which will be used, and by the criteria, and by CPCT we will have this. Similarly, I have told you the points which will be used to prove that these two triangles are congruent, and then we can have angle 1 equal to angle 2 as 90 degree. Okay.